The Maine Supreme Judicial Court has rejected a Portland man's appeal of his conviction and sentence for fatally running down his girlfriend with his vehicle in 2022.
38-year-old Raymond Lester was convicted of murder for the death of 35-year-old Nicole McKemme in Acadia National Park. Lester was sentenced in January of last year to 48 years behind bars.
The High Court heard his appeal in November. His defense claimed Lester found issues with the judge's jury instructions.
The defense also claimed there was no evidence Lester had any kind of murderous intent, and the state did not prove the murder was intentional.
The state said this case was about domestic violence and Lester intentionally ran McKemme down while under the influence. The High Court affirmed both the conviction and the sentence.